Day for baseball, and live from Scottsdale Stadium in Scottsdale, Arizona, it's the Los Angeles Dodgers and the San Francisco Giants in the fourth exhibition game of the 2016 season. Hi again, everybody. Charlie Steiner, Rick Monday. Couple of pieces of news to begin the broadcast today. Alex Guerrero had to sit it out yesterday, left knee inflammation. He's fine. He's back at Glendale. He's going to play in another day or two. There will be no suspension of Chase Utley. MLB has announced that. So Utley, who's in the lineup today, is free and clear. Zach Lee makes a start for the Dodgers this afternoon against Jeff Samardzija. It's a lot on the shoulders for Zach Lee.
A number one pick in 2010, and he's really kind of gone backwards. He's lost a little bit of velocity in the past. Last year he was sidelined for about a month. He had some tingling in the right hand and the fingers in particular. This is the year that he can turn it around, and he's got the perfect stage by which he can go ahead and show that a lot of hard work during the offseason has paid off. It's a big start for him. Granted, only a couple of innings, but for Zach Lee, he needs to make an impression.
There, of course, is a vacancy in the rotation, what with the injury to Brett Anderson. We're going to take a break. When we come back, the pictures, descriptions, and accounts of this game from Scottsdale right after this.
From Scottsdale Stadium in Scottsdale, Arizona, spring training continues as the Dodgers move across the Valley of the Sun, and they're set to take on the San Francisco Giants. Packed house here this afternoon, overcast skies, still warm weather, 80 degrees, and really no wind to speak of at all. Picture perfect day for the boys in blue to get in some work against the Giants. Last year, the Dodgers a losing record against the second place San Francisco Giants, having won 8 and dropping 11 in the matchups today. We'll have Zach Lee really trying to make an impression upon the Dodgers. That number 5 starting position is going to be open for Zach Lee, trying to rebound from a disappointing 2015. He'll start for the Dodgers, and one of the new members of the Giants, Jeff Samardzija, will be on the mound for Bruce Bochy's ball club. For Dave Roberts' Dodgers, 2 wins, no losses, and a tie so far this spring, and they've had very good pitching. We talked about it in the pregame show, and hopefully that will continue here in this afternoon's ball game. Zach Lee, his first start of the spring, scheduled to go 2 innings. Ross Stripling will then follow. Chase DeJong, Adam Libator, and Matt West are also slated to see some action. And for the Dodgers, here's the way that they will snack up here this afternoon. Carl Crawford leading things off in left field. In center is Jock Peterson. Yasiel Puig is in right. Chase Utley getting the start at third base and batting fourth. The designated hitter, Scott Van Slyke. A.J. Ellis will catch. Kike Hernandez is at shortstop. Micah Johnson is at second base. At first is Cody Bellinger, and then Zach Lee is on the mound Verlaine, a 6'3" right-hander, and trying to have a very good outing here this afternoon. Happy to have him with us. First glimpse of the Giants here as we get set to go. Game 4, spring training for the Dodgers. And with the play, here's Charlie.
All right, Mo, it's a lovely day. Lovely cloud cover that keeps the temperature rather temperate, 77 at the moment, as the Dodgers and Giants are ready to have at it. Their first regular season meeting will be Thursday, April the 7th, up there. Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday weekend series. And so we're ready to go on this Sunday afternoon. Jeff Samardzija delivers a strike to Carl Crawford, and it's 0-1.
He's waiting for him.
Samardzija, 6'5", 2 1/4. He's 31 years of age. One of the big free agent signings that the Giants made this offseason. Samardzija into the wind. The pitch to Crawford, who's 1 for 3 this spring. Fouls it back, and it's no balls and 2 strikes. The Giants defensively this afternoon. Gregor Blanco in left. Gorkis Hernandez in center. Jarrett Parker is in right. Grant Green at third base. Kelby Tomlinson is at short. Joe Panik at second base. Connor Gillespie at first. Trevor Brown is the catcher. And so Crawford swings and misses at a breaking ball down and in. He's been struck out, and we are underway.
Samardzija coming off a disappointing season. There was one scout in a publication who saying that Samardzija had maybe the worst year of a starting pitcher that had billboard effect, if you will. The big pitch is the split finger fastball. He's already thrown it in one pitch in that series of pitches to Crawford. So for Samardzija, who along with Johnny Cueto kind of bolstering now the Giants pitching.
Jock Peterson stepping in. Peterson 1 for 3, couple of strikeouts. Takes a strike, and it's 0-1. Puig on deck and Utley to follow. So Samardzija signs a 5-year deal. Johnny Cueto a 6-year deal, and Denard Span a 3-year contract. The big free agent signings for the Giants during the offseason. Now Peterson swings and grounds it foul toward the Giant dugout up the first base line. And it's 0-2.
Watching Jock Peterson, remember last year had the high leg kick. Well, he has reduced the leg kick. The first pitch looked like he was taking it all the way, which would also be an improvement for Peterson early in the ballgame. But the leg kick is nowhere near pronounced. In fact, barely raising it above the ground.
On 0-2, check swing, fouls it back to the screen.
But it looks to me as if Peterson, and granted, earlier on in spring, I mean, you're trying to get your timing. You're trying to see the baseball. But right now, the ball is getting on top of Jock Peterson. And it looks like he hasn't really totally committed or convinced himself that this new approach is something that's comfortable at the present time.
On 0-2, Samardzija has the sign from his young catcher, Trevor Brown. Into the wind, the big righty deals. Inside and low, and short hops to the catcher, Brown. It's 1 ball and 2 strikes.
On this simulcast, those that are watching can see, I mean, Jock Peterson at front foot to right foot. He lifts the toe. His heel stays on the ground. But it looks like he's hesitant as to taking even a stride at the present time. And it looks a little bit awkward.
Outfield is straight away. The count is 1-2. Samardzija into the wind. Here's the pitch. A swing, a foul off to the left. And it's going to find the stands as third baseman Grant Green runs out of room.
And just a look on the TV side. He lifts up the front toe, it goes to the heel, and then there is a stride. For Turner Ward, by the way, the new hitting coach, and he becomes now the 12th different hitting coach the Dodgers have had since 2000. So he has some work to do, and one of his pupils, Peterson.
On 1-2, Peterson takes a call, strike 3. So Peterson's been to the plate this spring 4 times. He's been struck out 3. Takes a called third strike. 2 out, nobody on. Yasiel Puig is coming up.
Well, anytime you make changes, you have to convince yourself that you have bought into it. And it's going to take a little bit of time for Jock, but it will eventually get there. You have to make the commitment, then believe.
It's like in boxing, you go in with a game plan and bob and weave and jab and do this and that until you get hit in the nose. Then all bets are off. Puig takes a call strike, and it's 0-1.
Out of boxing, too, that first time you get hit, Well, it equates, too, for a player. You figure that younger players that finally make the big leagues, they've never had to deal with much adversity at all. Slumps have been something they've heard about from other people.
Puig on 0-1, wraps one foul up the third baseline. It's 0-2. So Yasiel Puig coming off a .255 season. Played only 79 games. Certainly reshaped his massive body in the offseason. Dropped some weight. On 0-2. Inside and low, 1 ball, 2 strikes.
Samardzija falls into a trap of throwing a great number of pitches. And normally, if he gets a full continuity of strikes or starts, he's going to be in the top 5 in number of pitches thrown by startings.
On 1-2, Puig swings and misses. Big breaking ball. That ends the inning. So Samardzija strikes out the side. Nothing across for the Dodgers. Zach Lee getting ready to make his first start of the spring when we come back. Pick of the Dodgers in 2010, 24-year-old Zach Lee, who made 1 big league appearance last year and got cuffed around by the Mets in the middle of the summer. But between Oklahoma City, Rancho, and the Rookie League, he won 13 games and lost 6. The Giant lineup this afternoon, Gregor Blanco to be followed by Joe Panik and Brandon Crawford. Jarrett Parker, a burly power hitter, is sitting in the cleanup spot as Blanco takes a strike, 0-1. Connor Gillespie at first, Kelby Tomlinson at short, Trevor Brown is the catcher, Grant Green at third, Gorkys Hernandez bats ninth in center field as Blanco fouls it back, and it's 0-2, fouls it off his foot. And immediately the Giant trainer comes out to make sure he's in one piece.
Yeah, I think he fouled it off of his back knee. The left knee. As a breaking ball low and in, boy, that'll wreck your day in a hurry. And in fact, it looked like on the top, the outside part of the left knee. That's strange in itself. Very seldom. I mean, you foul a ball off, you hit it off your front foot, hit it off your front ankle, hit it off the front shin, and for Blanco, he wears a protective shin guard on the upper part, the inside part of his right shin anyway.
And so he hobbles back into the batter's box. No balls and 2 strikes. Lee delivers inside and low, 1 ball and 2 strikes. Defensively for the Dodgers on this Sunday afternoon, A.J. Ellis is behind the plate. Cody Bellinger at first base. Micah Johnson at second. Kike Hernandez at short. Chase Utley is at third as Blanco fouls it off to the left and out of play. Carl Crawford in left field, Jock Peterson in center, and Yasiel Puig is in right. Last year, the Dodgers 8-11 against San Francisco. They beat them 6 out of 9 at Dodger Stadium, but lost 8 of 10 up there. Blanco fouls it off to the left and out of play. Gregor Blanco, now 32 years of age, came up with the Braves, and now his 5th season with the Giants. Last year hit .291 in 115 games. As Blanco takes outside and low. 2 balls and 2 strikes.
For the Giants, most of their starting 8 positions, if not all of them, I mean, they're pretty much guaranteed. They've not had their regular outfield play yet.
And a ground ball base hit into center field past a diving Micah Johnson. So Blanco's aboard with a single to center.
And not really a good start for Zach Lee. He had the batter 0-2. It fouled the ball off. Blanco did off of the back knee, so he's kind of wounded warrior to begin with. Then you go 1-2, you go 2-2, and you give up a base hit. Zach Lee, when he joined the ball club last year, one of the things that we heard is that his pitching coach in AAA was saying, look, you need to stay on top of the ball. The reason, stay on top of the ball, you can get better movement.
Now Joe Panik steps in. Panik last year, .312. Left-handed hitter. Pretty deep crouch, slightly open stance, takes a ball outside and high. 1 ball and no strikes. Panik missed most of the end of last year, last 2 months, with a bad back. And while he was gone, the Giants really came to discover how valuable he was. Fly ball well hit to left, but now in and dropped by Carl Crawford. An eminently catchable ball, clanked by Crawford in left.
Not lost to the sun. As you mentioned before, it's kind of a high overcast. There's no sunshine at all. That was just simply boxed. Hit right in the glove and came right out of it.
So the Giants have a bit of a rally going thanks to the error by Crawford. And here is Brandon Crawford stepping in. Brandon Crawford, Gold Glove winner last year. Takes outside, 1 ball, no strikes. Crawford grew up in Northern California, played collegiately at UCLA. Made the All-Star team last year. This was a player who really came of age last season. Lead delivers inside and low, 2 balls and no strikes.
And when Crawford first came up, they said, well, he's a good glove man. If he hits at all, it would be something. Well, he hit not only for fairly decent average, but he also clubbed 21 home runs. So his productivity was way up there, too, especially considering he's a shortstop.
84 runs batted in with a .256 average a year ago as Lee delivers a strike on the outside corner, 2-1.
Well, we know one thing. The Giants, they swing the bats. And they led the National League teams in hitting. They were 4th best in baseball. They are not opposed to putting runners on base.
A few years back, generally it was the Giants all pitching and just a little bit of hitting. But their offense has been steadily improving. Popped up left side and in short left field, making the catch is Kike Hernandez. Infield fly rule is called, and that is the first out of the bottom half of the first. Now Jarrett Parker. One of the things you and I were talking about an hour or two before the game here, remembering Jarrett Parker. And a home run he hit against the Dodgers that landed about 2 weeks ago. Came up late in the season. In 21 games, 6 home runs and 14 runs batted in. And hit .347 at the big league level. And he takes a strike. It's 0-1.
He's got good size. He could get some pretty good leverage. And he did on that 1 ball you're talking about. He's 6'4", 210.
Out of Virginia. Left-handed batter, first and second, 1 out. And it's inside and low. At AAA last year, in 124 games, he had 23 home runs. First and second, one out, bottom of the first. No score. Blanco at second, Panic at first. And the pitch from Zach Lee. Swing and a miss. 1 ball, 1 strike.
That is just the first kind of awkward swing or approach that a Giant hitter has had against Zach Lee so far. Remember, the pregame show talked about reaction that we've seen of hitters so far against the Dodgers pitching. It has been splendid. A little bit of a surprise look. Well, not so far in the early goings in the first 3 batters. Now into the 4th one for Zach Lee.
The 1-1 is inside, 2-1. Like many young power hitters, Jared Parker is prone to strike out. In 124 games at AAA last year, he struck out 164 times and led the PCL. 2 balls, 2 strikes, pitch on the way. Call strike 3, inside corner.
Good pitch, came inside, tailed back, got the plate. Parker thought it was off the plate, but A.J. Ellis sitting inside. That's where the pitch began. That's the good pitch. That's the one that you get on top, you get the movement I was talking about before. Started in off the plate, came back, got the corner.
So the veteran catcher A.J. Ellis behind the plate today as Connor Gillespie steps in. Gillespie, between the White Sox and Angels last year, 228. Takes a strike, and it's 0-1. Gillespie came up with the Giants originally, then to the White Sox, then to the Angels, and back in San Francisco signing a minor league free agent deal last month. Looking to hook on, no balls and a strike, 2 gone. Now Lee steps off the rubber, fakes a throw to second. Blanco returns there.
Well, early going, you have a lot of players in camp. The Giants have 62 players in their major league camp. 32 of the 62 are pitchers.
And 2 of their big free agent signings, Johnny Cueto and this afternoon's starter, Samardzija. Gillespie swings and misses at an off-speed offering, and it's 0-2. Well, let's see if Zach Lee can get out of this bit of nastiness here in the first inning, not helped by the error by Carl Crawford in left. Dodgers and the Indians tomorrow. Swinging a ground ball foul toward the Giant dugout up the first base line. First base coach Bill Hayes, third base coach Roberto Kelly, and the soon-to-be Hall of Fame manager, it's just a matter of time, Bruce Bochy.
Bruce in his 9th year at the helm of the Giants.
The unquestioned leader. On 0-2, swinging a fly ball into right center field. And camped underneath it is Puig to make the catch, and that will end the inning. No runs, 1 hit, 1 error, 2 left. Lee gets out of it. No score after the first. Chase Utley to lead it off as we go to the second inning. Samardzija striking out all three Dodgers he faced in the first inning. Utley playing at third base this afternoon. Takes a strike, 0-1. Utley awakened with the news this morning that there would be no 2-game suspension resulting from the hard slide in the postseason last year. MLB decided there will be no suspension. And Utley swings and pops it up left side of the infield. Grant Green near third base makes the catch. 1 out and nobody on. Well, you and I talked about it last year, and there were some who thought it was an excessively dirty play. And I remember talking to Terry Collins. The Dodgers and Mets returned to Dodger Stadium after the series in New York. And I said, did you find it to be a dirty play? And he said, if you remember what I said at the press conference at Collins. The hitter, Scott Van Slyke, steps in and takes a strike, 0-1. He said, well, my shortstop broke his ankle, period. He didn't say anything about it being clean or dirty. The inference was it was just a very hard play in a postseason game. Van Slyke swings and misses, 0-2. And I think at the end of the day, a couple of things happened. Mo won. Baseball got it off the plate. 2, they made some rule adjustments. And so we play on. Van Slyke on 0-2 fouls it off to the right and out of play.
Yeah, not because Chase Utley has a Dodger uniform on. And I'm going to preface it with that. But the play as a runner is you're going to the bag and you are trying to read the infielder. And if you look at the replay, Tejada was still attempting to make a throw to first base. What does that tell you as a runner? Your guy may have fallen down. You don't know. This infielder is still attempting to make the throw over. Was it an aggressive slide? Yes. I'm all for the rule. The rule should have been put in when Matt Holliday continued to slide past the second base bag in previous games, in previous years.
Van Slyke takes a breaking ball high, 1 ball, 2 strikes.
But don't pin the rap just on Chase Utley. It is a situation that has been calmed down in the past. It used to be normal that you went in and you busted up a double play regardless.
On 1 and 2, Van Slyke grounds one up the middle into center field for a base hit. So Van Slyke is aboard, first base runner of the afternoon for the Dodgers. 1 out, 1 on in the second, no score. And as angry as Met fans were after the play, and they were angry, and you just knew what the newspaper was going to look like in New York after the morning after. My suspicion was at the time, and not a whole lot has changed, it was A.J. Ellis who grounds a ball to third base. Green to panic on the first double play. They announced the suspension of Utley just to calm everybody's nerves. They had a few months to think about it. Utley, there will be no suspension. And that will be the end of the top half of the second. No score. Giants coming back with Tomlinson, Brown, and Green to bat. As we go to the second inning, Kelby Tomlinson starting at shortstop. Sunday afternoon in Scottsdale for Bruce Bochy. Trevor Brown, the catcher, and Grant Green, the third baseman. So you've got Bruce Bochy in his 10th year with the Giants, and Dave Roberts in his rookie season as the manager of the Dodgers. Tomlinson takes a ball outside, 1 ball, no strikes. And now Zach Lee misses high and away, 2-0. Now the sun breaking through the overcast, and a line drive, 1 hop, fielded by Kike Hernandez, throws across the diamond. Tomlinson is retired, first out of the second. Trevor Brown, the seat filler today for Buster Posey. Brown, born in Newhall and lives in Valencia. He was a September call-up. Takes a strike, 0-1 in 13 games with the Giants. In the last month of last season, hit .231. Knocked in 5, and a line drive, looping line drive into the glove of Kike Hernandez. Quickly, there's 2 out.
Yeah, if you're backing up Buster Posey, if he's healthy, and not on a Sunday when he's playing first base, you're probably going to have a pretty good seat in the dugout if you're his backup.
If you're backing up Adrian Gonzalez, Paul Goldschmidt, you're the Maytag repairman. And Buster Posey, one of the game's elite catchers. Grant Green is the hitter, right-handed batter. Takes a ball high and away. 1 ball, no strike, scoreless in the second inning. As Lee misses outside and low, 2 balls and no strikes. Gorkys Hernandez is on deck. The 2-0. Ground ball slowly hit to short. Right at Hernandez, who's been busy here in the second. Throws across the diamond. Got a good, solid 1-2-3 inning turned in by Zach Lee. Nothing across for the Giants. Will go to the third. No score.
The Los Angeles Dodgers may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form, and the accounts and descriptions of the game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the Dodgers.
Well, before we head to the third inning, this reminder, whether it's a company outing or celebrating a birthday, Dodger Stadium is the perfect place to bring your special group. You'll receive great savings and share Dodger memories together. Group tickets start as low as $11. Visit Dodgers.com/groups. So Zach Lee turns in 2 solid innings today in his first start. No runs, 1 hit, 1 strikeout. Kike Hernandez leading off the third, takes a breaking ball down and away, 1 ball, no strikes. Zach Lee, 30 pitches, 19 for strikes. Adam Libator is warming in the Dodger pen. Now on 1-0, Samardzija deals. Up and in. 2 balls and no strikes. So Samardzija's going to pitch a 3rd inning today.
It's a good movement. He's been on top of the ball. Off-speed pitch has been there. That splitter.
Well, the Giants signed him to a long-term deal. Delivers a fastball inside corner for a strike. And it's 2-1.
That pitch kind of indicative of his Samardzija when he's really on a roll, because that ball tailed in to Kike Hernandez.
Kike starting at shortstop this afternoon. The 2-1. Swinging a slow roller to third. In comes Grant Green. Throws across the diamond. Dug out on the short hop by Connor Gillespie. Nice play at the receiving end. First out of the 3rd. Micah Johnson stepping in. Johnson, ex of the White Sox, where he hit .230 last year. Speedy little left-handed hitter. Stands about the middle of the box, slightly open stance, waggles the bat as he awaits the pitch, and he swings and fouls it off to the right. It's 0-1. So Samardzija signs a 5-year deal. You know his career? He's 14 games under 500. Here's the 0-1. As Micah Johnson fouls it off to the left, and it's 0-2. Last year with the White Sox, Samardzija 11-13 with an ERA of just shy of 5, 4.96. In his career, 47-61, and an ERA of 4.09. The 0-2 is high and away. 1 ball, 2 strikes to Micah Johnson. So Lincecum is gone. Matt Cain certainly has been battling injuries. So Cueto and Samardzija are here. There's a liner into right field for a base hit. Micah Johnson is aboard with a 1-out single to right. Now here's Cody Bellinger.
It didn't take long today for the Dodgers and Giants rivalry to begin. About 30 seconds after the anthem was presented, the Beat LA chant began.
Dodgers, of course, open the season in San Diego, a 3-game series. First game will be on April the 4th. And then right up to San Francisco. Thursday the 7th, a Thursday afternoon game. And then Friday, Saturday, and Sunday nights. Dodger home opener is Tuesday, April the 12th against the Arizona Diamondbacks. 1 ball, no strikes to Bellinger. Quick toss to first base, and Johnson, who has good speed, is back with a head-first slide.
Bellinger, interesting player to be watching. A ball, 30 home runs, over 100 RBIs. He has some pop. These are the kind of players you look at and say, okay, what is it about them that put them head and shoulders above others?
Line drive over the head of shortstop Kelby Tomlinson in the left center field for a hit. Micah Johnson will race to third. Bellinger, a big turn at first, returns there. The Dodgers have first and third and 1 man out.
Well, that's one thing that does put you kind of head and shoulders, because not only did you hit the ball the opposite way, you hit it hard. And that was a ball they were trying to go away. It came in. And good base running as Micah Johnson scampers over to third. The Dodgers a scoring opportunity here.
As Carl Crawford steps in. Crawford struck out swinging in his first at bat. We have no score. 1 out, top of the 3rd. Peterson on deck. Samardzija set at the belt. The pitch on the way is a call strike, and it's 0-1.
There's that movement pitch again for Samardzija right here. Throws that splitter. So that splitter to get the ball down. He would love to get a ground ball and get the double play, but it's got to be hit hard the way Crawford can run.
Outfield is straight away. Blanco in left. Gorkys Hernandez in center. And Jared Parker is in right. Pitch down, and Crawford reaches for it and fouls it off weakly to the right. It's 0-2.
Yeah, that's a splitter. The bottom just falls out of it. So indeed, he got the ball down. Now he's out in front. For Bellinger at first base, this is a spot to anticipate a pitch being in the dirt. I'm not certain if he understands what Samardzija throws, but if it's a pitch in the dirt, be taking off.
On 0-2, Bellinger leads from first, and there's a line drive base hit into right center field. In to score easily is Johnson. Bellinger will hold at second. An RBI single for Crawford. The Dodgers are on the board. They lead 1-0.
That's a spot that a pitcher makes a mistake, and the hitter does not let them get away from it. Trying to get the ball down. Previous pitch had been down, swing and miss. With the fastball, just a terrible location from a pitcher standpoint. Up and out over the plate. Carl Crawford says, thank you very much.
Jock Peterson entering the batter's box now after a brief meeting between Trevor Brown, the Giant catcher, and Jeff Samardzija. Peterson, a strikeout victim in his first at-bat, took a called third strike. 1 for 4 this spring, and he's been punched out 3 times. Bellinger leads from second. Crawford from first. Samardzija deals. And there's a drive down the right field line. Well hit, but well fouled. And it's 0-1.
Well, Peterson, a different stance again. The same stance, but he started with his right toe off the ground. Remember the first at bat, his foot was flat. He would raise the toe beyond the heel. That time he started on the right heel. The toe was up.
No balls and a strike.
As it is again.
Outside. 1-1.
So it tells me is, and on the simulcast, starting with the toe up, did not do it the first time. So this is still a work in progress. And the biggest problem for a player when you're making an adjustment, it just feels weird for a while.
1 ball, 1 strike. First and second. Peterson swings and misses. That is 1-2.
That's the old swing. Eliminated the stride, but pulling off the ball. Left shoulder opens up. The ball's away. And that chin gets attached to the shoulder. And if the hips fly open, everything else follows.
So it's 1-2 to Jock Peterson with Puig on deck. Samardzija set at the belt. The runners lead for first and second. And a call strike 3 on the outside corner. So Peterson has been struck out for the second time today. Second time looking. 4 strikeouts for Samardzija. 2 out and 2 on, and Puig coming up.
Charlie, I've been there and I've done that. And you're thinking so much about, okay, I'm not going to have the leg kick. I'm going to have 2 strikes in it. It's the old adage, you can't hit while you're thinking. You can't hit while you're thinking mechanically. That has to come easy to where it's second nature. The only way you get there is repetition.
Now here's Puig. He swings and misses, and it's 0-1. Slider down and away. The ball's a strike, 2 out. 1 out single for Micah Johnson, followed by a single by Bellinger, and an RBI single to right by Carl Crawford. And so the Dodgers have the early 1-0 lead. Samardzija set at the belt. And the 0-1 is high and inside. 1 ball and 1 strike. Samardzija's 7th big league season. 6'5", 2 1/4. Of course, played football at Notre Dame. Here's the 1-1. Ground ball up the middle and behind second base. It's fielded by Tomlinson. He is able to spin and throw a force-out attempt at second base a little too late. Terrific play by Tomlinson. If the ball goes through, it's an RBI hit. Instead, it's a single for Yasiel Puig, and the bases are loaded.
Yeah, not really good base running by Carl Crawford. If he slides at second, there's absolutely no play at all. And there's no chance of injury. But he went standing up and made the play closer, and he also risked the injury part of it.
Holding at third base is Bellinger. So now the bases are loaded, 2 out for Chase Utley. Utley popped to third in his first at bat. Utley, a career .253 hitter, takes a strike, 0-1. But he really struggled last year with the Phillies .217 and in 34 games with the Dodgers .202. In 2008, Chase Utley had .292 with 33 home runs and 104 runs batted in. Here's the 0-1. Taking outside and high, 1 ball and 1 strike.
Utley, one of the few players that starts with the hands lower and then raises them up as the pitch is about to be thrown. Eric Davis was another one that did that. Eric Davis held the bat below the belt buckle. Most players, if it's not right at the top of the strike zone, it'll be to start with higher than the strike zone and then bring it down.
As Utley swings and rolls one foul up the first base line, and the count's 1-2. Scott Van Slyke is on deck. Dodgers with a run and 5 base hits. Giants no runs in 1. Zach Lee, 2 innings, 30 pitches, gave up a hit and struck out a batter. Adam Libitor will be next out of the bullpen for the Dodgers. Now the 1-2. Utley swings and misses. That will end the inning. Dodgers leave the bases loaded. Come with 1 run, 4 hits, leave 3. After 2.5, Dodgers 1-0. Work. He has made his way down to the bullpen. He'll toss a few more and call it a day. Adam Libitor is now on in relief. Libitor making his 2nd appearance of the spring. All things being equal, not a bad performance.
Not a bad performance, and I think it's Zach Lee. We talked really in the open about he had not been that consistent. Gave up a single to the first batter. There was an error, but then he came back. One of the things, too, we talked about is that he had been told last year, get on top of the ball. Well, he did that in particular when he had to in that first inning. Did it very well in the second inning. Got all 3 ground balls.
And now the hitter beginning the bottom half of the 3rd is Gorkys Hernandez. Libitor last year in 39 appearances, 2-2 and an ERA of 4.25. Opponents hit .232 against him. As Libitor, the lefty, deals low. And it's 1 ball, 1 strike to Hernandez.
Well, Libitor is happy to be with the Dodgers. He's back home. He's out of Bellflower. That's where he was born. He was actually at Tennessee Tech as a left-handed hitting outfielder. And then they converted him to a pitcher, which probably also equates to didn't hit real well.
Here's a 1-1. Big breaking ball, swing and a miss. And it's 1-2.
But he pitches real well. Gets some very good movement, and occasionally, and go along with the size of Liberatore, 6'3", 2 1/4.
Well, born in Bellflower, but he grew up in western Pennsylvania in Beaver Falls. Ground ball wide of third into left field for a base hit. Gorkys Hernandez with a leadoff single to left. After Liberatore's inning, Ross Stripling is warming up in the bullpen. Good to see Ross again. He is coming back from Tommy John surgery. And he is a highly regarded prospect in the Dodger organization. Here's Blanco, who singled to center field in his first at-bat. Left-handed hitter. Liberatore deals a fastball strike outside corner at the knees, and it's 0-1. Well, the Giants, of course, have Hunter Pence. They signed Denard Span and Pagan, and Blanco will be splitting some time in the outfield. Blanco fouls it off to the left. 0-2.
Liberatore was really at his best when he came on with runners in scoring position. Left a lot of runners on, and left-handers really struggled against him. They hit below 200. In fact, 176 average against Liberatore.
Blanco on 0-2 with Joe Panik on deck. 1-0 Dodgers. We're in the bottom of the third. Liberatore set at the belt. Eyes the runner and throws over to first base, and Hernandez is back with a head first slide. Gorkys Hernandez came up with the Pirates and then with the Marlins, back to Pittsburgh for a bit. Now trying to hook on with the Giants. 0-2, there he goes, swinging a ground ball, slowly hit to second base. Micah Johnson picks it up, throws to first. Hernandez off and running, is able to stay out of the double play. The Giants have a runner at second with one out. Joe Panik coming up.
Here's Bochy being a little aggressive and calling upon Blanco to make sure he got the ball, put it into play. 0-2 with the runner going. It pays off to stay out of that twin killing.
Joe Panik, who missed the last couple of months last season with a bad back. The Giants really came to discover painfully how important he is offensively and defensively. Panik takes a call strike, 0-1. In 2014, he had 305 in 73 games being called up, and they've been looking for a second baseman for years. And last year, he had 312 in 100 games. Now they got to keep him on the field every day. No balls and a strike. A runner at second, Gorkys Hernandez. But the tour set at the belt. The pitch is inside and low. It's 1-1. Panik out of St. John's and grew up in Yonkers. But the natives say Yonkers. Where are you from? From Yonkers, just north of the Bronx. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out. With the tour set, here's the pitch. Line drive, 1 hop to second baseman Micah Johnson. Picks it up, throws to Bellinger. Panik is retired. Hernandez goes to third, 2 gone, and Brandon Crawford coming up. Crawford signed a healthy extension in the offseason. Won himself a Gold Glove last year. Had a great offensive year and really has shown to be one of the best shortstops in the game. Takes a ball high, 1 ball, no strikes.
Well, they use a metric system, and they say that just the defense alone by Crawford saved the Giants 20 runs from being scored against them.
1 ball, no strikes, 2 outs. Hernandez leads from third. Libator deals. Crawford swings and misses. And it's 1-1. Crawford came up the tail end of 2011 and has been the Giants' everyday shortstop ever since. Left-handed hitter, the 1-1. Swing and a miss. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Solidly built, 6'2", 215. 4th round pick back in 2008. Gold Glove and Silver Slugger Award winner last year. The 1-2 outside and low, kicks off the shin guard of A.J. Ellis. Goes to the backstop. In to score is Gorkys Hernandez, and the Giants have tied it at 1.
Libator, that pitch down, it looked like it hit the corner of the plate. A.J. Ellis was setting up for it to go one way. And it looked like it came back a little bit to A.J.'s right as it hit the side of the plate.
And now the 2-2. Another one in the dirt. Swung on and missed, strike 3. It gets past Ellis. Same pitch. And Crawford is thrown out as Ellis is able to pick it up and throw him out. And that'll end the inning. Strikeout. No runs, 1 hit. And the Dodgers and Giants are tied at 1 after 3. Well, it doesn't matter whether the Dodgers and Giants are playing at Dodger Stadium, up in San Francisco, or here in Scottsdale or Glendale for that matter. It's a sold-out house. Clayton Blackburn is the new pitcher for San Francisco. 23-year-old right-hander delivers a breaking ball high, 1 ball and no strikes. Jeff Samardzija went 3 innings, 1 run, 5 hits. He struck out 5, did not walk anybody. Van Slyke singled to center in his first at-bat and takes Lowen outside. 2 balls and no strikes. Blackburn, a 16th round pick of the Giants back in 2011. A starter primarily at AAA last year. He delivers a strike, 2-1 with a 10-4 record and a AAA low 2.85 ERA. Struck out 99 and walked 32.
Yeah, he's not an overpowering guy, although good size to him. He's listed at 6'2", about 260. But he was third best ground ball ratio in the Pacific Coast League last year.
Big righty into the wind, the 2-2. Outside and low, 3 balls and 2 strikes. Van Slyke leading it off. A.J. Ellis and Kike Hernandez to follow. The 3-2 is high ball 4. So a leadoff walk to Scott Van Slyke as he takes a stroll. We'll pause 10 seconds for station identification on the Dodgers radio network. Charlie Steiner, Rick Monday, coming to you from Scottsdale Stadium, Scottsdale, Arizona. Scott Van Slyke is at first base, the leadoff walk. A.J. Ellis is the hitter. He fouls it off to the right, and it's 0-1. This game, of course, is being simulcast, which doesn't come exactly as news to anybody who is watching from their Barco Lounge. Breaking ball from Blackburn is inside. 1 ball and 1 strike. Next time we'll be on the air on radio will be Friday. Dodgers and the Angels. And the next simulcast will be next Saturday with the Cubs at Camelback. 2 balls and a strike now to A.J. Ellis, who bounced into a double play in his first at-bat. On 2-1, Ellis pops it up. Right side of the infield. The first baseman, Connor Gillespie, shading his eyes as the sun breaks through the overcast. Makes the catch, first out of the 4th. Now here is Kike Hernandez, who turned in an outstanding season with the Dodgers last year. Played all over the lot. He made only 5 errors last year in 768 and 2/3 innings. Takes a ball, 1 ball, no strikes. In the big leagues, he's played second, short, third, center, left, and right. The 1-0. Line drive into right field, but right at Jared Parker. He makes the play, and it's the second out of the 4th. And now Micah Johnson stepping in. Johnson out of Indianapolis. He's 25, 6 feet, 190 pounds. Very fast runner. In 36 games with the White Sox last year, hit .230. At Charlotte, he hit .315. Played collegiately at Indiana, a Hoosier. No balls and a strike to Micah Johnson. Now the 0-1. Blackburn from the belt. The pitch on the way is high and inside. 1-1. Johnson trying to make an impression, of course. Dodgers have a boatload of infielders. I've not yet seen Justin Turner play a game yet. Coming off the microfracture surgery on the knee. You saw him today. Huh?
Saw him. I walked past the training room and I just said hello. He's doing fine. Yada yada. Because we know his personality and the sense of humor that he has. He's not going to give you a straight answer. on the stuff.
The 1-2. Johnson swings and misses. Off-speed breaking ball down and away, and Blackburn shows why he did what he did at AAA last year. Doesn't blow it past anybody, but he's got a nice assortment of pitches. No runs, no hits. A walk and a man left after 3.5. Dodgers and Giants are tied at 1. On the comeback trail after having had Tommy John surgery. Stripling, a 5th-round pick of the Dodgers in 2012. And the Dodgers have always had high hopes for him. Pitched a little bit at the minor league level last year. Has been primarily a starter. They've always liked his stuff, but then Tommy John would derail him for a year.
I also like the fact that he understands things very well. He understood the process of coming back from surgery.
First batter he faces the powerful Jarrett Parker. The ground ball to first. Ranging to his right is Bellinger. He spins and throws to Stripling covering. 1 out, nobody on.
The other thing about Stripling is that he went to Texas A&M on an academic scholarship. So he is able to handle the mental part, understanding what it's going to take in order to get back. So he's got a bright future now in front of him, being surgically repaired.
Connor Gillespie takes a fastball for a strike, 0-1.
And Stripling comes right over the top of the pitches.
And the play by Bellinger. It was pretty well hit off the bat of Parker, going to the glove side to his right. And then a perfect toss to Stripling, who delivers a breaking ball inside and low, 1-1 to Connor Gillespie. And when we watch these guys for the first time, in the case of Bellinger, each little piece of information you pack away and handle the glove very well on that play. Stripling misses outside and low, 2-1.
Last pitch just tailing down and away from the left-handed batter. Stripling says that he knows that using his legs more is going to flatten out his pitches. Comes right over the top and gets different movement, left and right.
Fastball, foul tipped, and it's 2 balls and 2 strikes. Stripling is 6'3" and 210. Threw a no-hitter in college. Here's a 2-2, inside and low, 3-2. So Zach Lee goes 2 innings, no runs and a hit. Libator an inning, a run, a hit. And a wild pitch would cost him. 15 pitches, 11 strikes for Libator. Lee in his 2 innings, 30 pitches, 19 strikes. Gentle breeze blowing from right field toward left here at Scottsdale Stadium. Stripling delivers low and outside, ball 4. So a 1-out walk to Connor Gillespie.
Kind of strange sometimes how you fall into a position, and for Stripling, rather interesting story, because in high school, his senior year, he broke his left leg playing basketball. So he was bored during the rehab, and that's when he began to fool around on the mound with a cast on his leg. First season as a pitcher, how did it work out? He went 14-0.
Kelby Tomlinson, first ball swinging, flies into right center field. And Yasiel Puig takes charge, makes the catch. And that is the second out of the 4th. It's great to have that kind of athletic ability.
Well, it is. And out of boredom, he says, okay, I get hurt in one sport. Let me just kind of fool around on the pitcher's mound. So he still has the cast on his left leg. And you wonder, well, since that's the way that he began things, if that's the reason he does not come over the top, because if your leg's in a cast, that front leg, it's the only way you can throw.
Now the hitter is Trevor Brown. 2 out, a runner at first, tied at 1, bottom of the 4th. Stripling delivers high and away. 1 ball and no strikes.
Like Trevor Brown, he has an elbow pad on, and just to make sure it's marked with an L for the left one.
1-0.
I wonder if he has one with an R for the right one.
Foul back and out of play. A lot of kids.
Unless that's just standard issue. The equipment manager may have gone and just gone, well, this one's for the left and this one's for the right. I mean, we're getting specialized now in the elbow pads.
Mm-hmm. Here comes the 1-1. Inside low 2-1.
You have to talk to the right guy in the locker room, too. No, I'm in charge of only right elbow pads. You have to talk to the other guy to get the left one.
Hey, Mitch, you got the left one? No, Alex has the right one. Yeah. 2 balls and a strike. Breaking ball for a strike. And it's 2-2 to Trevor Brown. Well, a busy guy. Have to handle the lefty and the righty stuff. Come on.
Ask for a raise.
2-2, 2 out. Stripling set. Here's the pitch. Call strike 3. Ross Stripling in his first appearance at the big league level. Certainly it's exhibition play. Turns in a solid inning. Walks a batter, strikes out a batter. Nothing across for the Giants. Will go to the 5th, tied at 1. It'll be Cody Bellinger, Carl Crawford, and Jock Peterson to hit for the Dodgers in the top of the 5th, tied with the Giants at 1. Clayton Blackburn in his 2nd inning of relief delivers a big slow breaking ball to Cody Bellinger for a strike. It's 0-1. Bellinger singled to left in his first at bat. Now the 2nd pitch, he takes a strike. Quickly ahead is Clayton Blackburn. It's 0-2. Top of the 5th, brought to you by the 2016 Chevy Silverado. Chevrolet, find new roads. Now the 0-2 to Bellinger. Inside and low, bounces before arriving at the plate. It's 1-2.
Good crowd on hand today. This ballpark has seen a lot of baseball over the years. It was rebuilt, I think, in the late 90s. But it opened up in 1956. The Baltimore Orioles used to train here.
On 1-2, Bellinger bounces one off the glove of a diving Joe Panik into center field for a base hit. So Bellinger is 2 for 2.
Nice way to make an impression. So the Orioles were the first team here. Scottsdale Stadium's really in the old town, the historic downtown area. Right off of Scottsdale Road. Boston Red Sox train here. Chicago Cubs, the Oakland A's, and now the Giants made it home.
So Bellinger is aboard with the leadoff hit. Carl Crawford stepping in. Crawford with a fly ball well hit to left center field. Hernandez on the run. He can't get it, and it's going to roll to the wall. Bellinger rounding third. He'll score easily. Crawford, who has more triples than anybody in baseball, slides in safely with a 3-base hit. And the Dodgers take a 2-1 lead.
So that's where Carl Crawford is at his best. That was an inside-out swing, and what happened was Marquis Hernandez took the wrong angle. He thought he could get to it, and the angle took him in shallow. By the time that ball went inside out and moving towards left center field, Hernandez had to alter the angle and go back and get it.
Carl Crawford has 122 3-base hits in his career, leading all the active players. And he has driven in both Dodger runs this afternoon. He's at third base with nobody out. Jock Peterson, 0 for 2, steps in. Peterson takes a strike. It's 0-1.
That was a different approach by Jock Peterson. That time he took the stride. So we're seeing different at-bats. This is the 3rd at-bat that he's had, and each of the 3 times he's come to home plate has been different.
No balls and 1 strike to Peterson. Puig on deck, and Jock swings and misses.
And that time he went to a semi-leg kick. So that's the 4th different approach we've seen from Peterson today.
No balls and 2 strikes to Jock Peterson with the outfield very deep and straight away. Peterson takes outside and low. 1 ball and 2 strikes.
Sometimes the mind can be a terrible thing, and you cannot clutter it with mechanical issues. Not from a mental standpoint. The mechanical issues, that's for the batting cage and batting practice, not during the game.
1-2 with Crawford leading from third. Peterson lays off a breaking pitch that bounces in the dirt. 2-2.
And while I say it's not for the game, you're the first one to admit it's impossible to play the game and not have some thoughts when you're trying to readjust what has normally been, well, like second nature to you.
2 balls, 2 strikes. Just a gentle breeze on this Sunday afternoon from right field toward left at Scottsdale. As Peterson swings and misses on a pitch in the dirt, he is done 0 for 3, and he has been struck out all 3 times.
And there was no balance at all in that swing. So this is not the way that Jock Peterson wanted to start off spring training. And for Turner Ward, it's going to be a work in progress. The swing was off, the balance was off, the hips opened up, the shoulders. The front of Jock Peterson's jersey, where it says Dodgers, was really pointed towards the first base dugout when he completed that swing.
Now Puig pops it foul, out of play, off to the right. 0-1. Puig, an infield hit, and he's been struck out. Dodgers 2 runs and 7 hits. The Giants 1 run and 5. Chase Utley is on deck. Now the infield rushing in as Puig takes a breaking ball low, 1-1. They were playing back, and just as Blackburn was about to release the pitch, they all came sprinting in. Now they're all in. 1-1 to Puig. Crawford a short lead at third. Here's a pitch. Swing and a miss. Breaking ball, 1-2.
A lot of managers have had that in the past where they have the infield. It looks like they're back, and so the hitter's saying, okay, they're playing back, and then be moving in, sprinting in. Tony La Russa used that a lot, really trying to change the thought, and if you can distract the hitter, let's see if it works.
Now Blackburn wants his catcher Trevor Brown to come on out so they can get on the same page.
And the infield is playing in. Shortstop Tomlinson maybe about 2, almost 3 steps behind the infield grass. He's back on the dirt.
Grant Green, the third baseman, is about 8 feet off the bag, and so is Crawford, the base runner. That is high and outside. 2-2 to Puig with Utley on deck.
Crawford, the infield in, has a very short lead and a short secondary lead at third base.
On 2-2, the infield in. The pitch to Puig is a line drive into left field. It's going to be caught by Gregor Blanco. Carl Crawford will tag and score easily on the sacrifice fly by Yasiel Puig. Second run of the inning. The Dodgers lead 3-1.
Puig hit that ball hard. Crawford immediately on that line drive going back and tagging up.
Chase Utley coming up. If you haven't heard the news, Major League Baseball decided to drop that 2-game suspension after the postseason slide. Call strike, 0-1.
Has there been a decision that you can think of that took longer?
No.
Just wondering.
Ground ball to short. Tomlinson picks it up, throws Utley out, and that'll end the inning. But the Dodgers come up with a couple of runs and a couple of hits, and after 4.5, they lead the Giants 3-1. Guarantee your tickets to opening day with a 2016 Dodgers mini plan. Choose from games with great promotions featuring fan favorites such as bobbleheads and brand new retired numbered pins. Visit Dodgers.com/mini plans. Dodgers make a couple of moves in the outfield defensively. We'll get to those in a moment as Ross Stripling begins his second inning of relief, and he delivers a strike, 0-1 to Grant Green. Rico Noel is in left field, and Trace Thompson is in right field. So Crawford and Puig's afternoons are done. Green takes a strike. Stripling quickly ahead, 0-2, delivers a fastball. High and away, 1-2. Ross Stripling, a good first inning, as he delivers a fastball and is fouled off to the right off the bat of Grant Green. We're getting to see a lot of Trace Thompson in the first week of spring. Son of Michael and brother of Clay. Green fouls it off to the left. One ball, 2 strikes. Green, comebacker, through the legs of Stripling into center field for a base hit. So Grant Green is aboard with a leadoff single in the 5th.
Breaking ball away. Stripling went down to get it. It went right through the wickets and bounced into center.
So Green is aboard. Gorkys Hernandez a single to left in his first at bat and scored the Giants' only run of the day. Takes a strike and it's 0-1. Gregor Blanco is on deck. Stripling set. There's the pitch. Hernandez fouls it to the right and out of play. So the Dodgers defensively now have Rico Noel in left, Jock Peterson in center, Trace Thompson in right. Utley at third, Kike Hernandez at short, Micah Johnson at second, Cody Bellinger at first, and A.J. Ellis behind the plate. Now the 0-2 from Stripling, just outside. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Alex Guerrero back at Camelback. Missed yesterday with a soreness in the knee. The Dodgers not particularly worried about it. He's been rehabbing it today. Here's the 1-2. In the dirt, blocked by A.J. Ellis. And it's 2 balls and 2 strikes. Doug Eddings calling balls and strikes this afternoon. At the moment, Anthony Johnson is at first base. Dale Scott at second base. And UCLA's Bill Miller is at third base. Stripling now. Eyes Green at first base. Set at the belt. Here's a pitch. It hit him. So Gorkys Hernandez gets hit on the elbow guard. And that's why they invented it.
The one marked with an L for left.
An exhibition game?
They don't care.
Apparently not. First and second, nobody out. Gregor Blanco steps in.
Especially after about the 4th or 5th cold beverage.
Well, it wasn't a full-throated beat L.A. There were about 3 or 4 reps.
No, there are a lot of people who turn around and say, what are they doing?
1-0 to Blanco with Panic on deck. And Stripling has created a bit of trouble for himself here in the bottom of the fifth. Dodgers lead 3-1. Ground ball to second base. Johnson flips to Hernandez on to first, double play.
Nicely done. Stripling looking for some movement, a pitch down, and he was able to deliver it and got the double play. Also turned in nicely. But Johnson at second base got the ball. A nice backhanded toss over to Hernandez. And Johnson, he made sure that he got something on it, because he was about 20 feet from the bag when he made that backhanded toss.
So 2 out. Grant Green goes to third. And Joe Panic stepping in. Panic got a board on an error and bounced to second. And a breaking ball for a strike. 0-1. We saw a little bit of Stripling a couple of years back before he got hurt. One of the things we noticed then, as we watched today too, he's a very fast worker. Breaking ball for a strike, and it's 0-2.
Yeah, we like those guys. The defense likes those guys. Guys that drive you nuts if you're on defense, particularly in the infield, where you have to draw in the dirt between pitches.
The 0-2, Panic pops it up into short center field, shading his eyes as Jock Peterson lost it for a moment, finds it, makes the catch. Inning is over. No runs, 1 hit, 1 man left, and so Stripling gets out of the jam. We'll go to the 6th with the Dodgers up 3-1. Top of the 6th, Scott Van Slyke lines a single into left field between short and third. So the Dodgers with a leadoff hit. And Van Slyke's been on base all 3 times today. 2 singles and a walk. Slick. That's his nickname, and as was his dad's. A.J. Ellis is the batter. And Ellis with a ground ball foul up the third base line, and it's 0-1. So Van Slyke at first base came up with the Dodgers in 2012. Ross Stripling's 2 innings of work are complete, and so as a result, Matt West is warming up in the Dodger pen. So Stripling does a nice job today. Zach Lee did well. Lipitor gave up the Giants' only run, and it came in on a wild pitch. 0-2 to Ellis. Van Slyke leads from first. Breaking ball, ground ball in the hole at short. Tomlinson backhanded stab, throws the second on to first, and a double play. Nicely done. Kelby Tomlinson goes to the backhand and slides on a knee, throws across his body to Panic, who turned the DP, and that is the second out of the inning.
Yeah, that was nicely done. It turned over with a lot of speed on top of it. Well, you go one way, you slide to your knees, you get it, you turn around, and you make that underhand throw, possibly, with something on it. Nicely done.
Kike Hernandez fouls it back. 0-1. He's 0 for 2. Well, you got the Giants and the Dodgers and maybe the Arizona Diamondbacks in the race in the West this year. Off the end of the bat, scribbled in front of the plate and bobbled by Trevor Brown. The speedy Kike Hernandez arrives at first base without a throw.
Brown had more time than what he was allowing himself. He'll be charged with error, and rightfully so. It's a breaking ball. Hernandez is way out in front. I mean, he cued it off the end of the bat, didn't go 8 feet in front of home plate towards the first base side, but Brown did not help himself really a great deal. He could have had plenty of time to go down with both hands, both with the catcher's mitt and the bare hand, but he chose the bare hand and he just bobbled it.
Young catcher, in his haste, makes the error, and Micah Johnson swings and misses. It's 0-1. Johnson has singled to right, scored a run, and has been struck out. Pride of Indiana and the former Chicago White Sox. The 0-1 is way outside. 1 ball, 1 strike. Clayton Blackburn in his 3rd inning of relief, and probably the final. It's interesting how Bochy over the years in spring training, at least anecdotally, it looks like he'll go in 3-inning clips with his pitchers. Such was the case today for Samardzija. Ball inside and low. 2-1 to Micah Johnson.
There's a lot of it depends too on how well that pitcher is doing. But it's a very good outing for Samardzija, who came on and was trying to look for consistency from last year, where he was very erratic.
Samardzija would throw 45 pitches in his 3 innings. The 2-1. Fly ball, left field, heading on back is Gregor Blanco. And a step or two in front of the warning track in left field. He makes the catch. That will end the inning. No runs, 1 hit, 1 error, 1 left. And after 5.5, Dodgers 3 and the Giants 1. Dodgers make a bunch of changes as we go to the bottom of the sixth. Let's begin with the pitcher, Matt West, making his second appearance of the spring. There is a new second baseman, Elian Herrera. A new shortstop, Charlie Culberson. New third baseman, Brandon Hicks. New catcher, Austin Barnes. New center fielder, Corey Brown. That about it?
That's all for now.
All right. Culberson's had a good first week of the season. Matt West, first pitch, back and out of here, home run. Brandon Crawford wasting no time. That makes it 3-2. So Matt West on the first pitch of the afternoon from him. And Crawford sent Trace Thompson to the wall, and then he ran out of room.
First pitch, and not a particularly good one. That was right down the middle of Broadway.
There was a fastball and not a whole lot on it. And Crawford said, well, thank you very much. Now the hitter is Jared Parker. Parker 0 for 2 as West misses inside. 2 balls and no strikes. West powerfully built 6'1", 230. Big swing and a miss by Parker, and it's 2-1. West came over from the Blue Jays in May of last year. Made 2 appearances with the Dodgers after the trade. Had a cup of coffee with the Rangers as well, as Parker fouls it off to the left and out of play. Meanwhile, Ross Stripling did a nice job in his 2 innings. No runs and a hit, a strikeout and a walk. 29 pitches, 16 for strikes. Dodger lead 3-2. West deals a breaking ball. And it's 3-2.
It throws a slider, the changeup, fastball. It's going to be in the low to mid 90s.
Chase DeJong is warming up in the Dodger pen. 3-2. West deals, swing and a foul back and out of play. Connor Gillespie is on deck. Now on 3-2. Matt West delivers. Ground ball, first base, backhanded, stabbed by Bellinger. Picks it up, trots to the bag, first out of the 6th.
Boy, a second good play we've seen from Bellinger at first base. This one was even better than the first one. Going to the bag, he's a left-handed thrower, so it was a backhand side. As he went down on one knee to the backhand. Boy, he picked it clean.
And this is the first time we've had a chance to watch him this spring. And a lot of scouts spoke glowingly of the young first baseman. His father, Clay Bellinger, played with the Yankees 2000 and 2001. Pretty much a utility player.
Both good plays, a bit against Parker, the hitter.
Mm-hmm. Connor Gillespie has flied to right and walked. 1 ball, no strikes. Big swing and a miss as West pulls the string, and Gillespie way out in front. It's 0-2. Yeah, we were talking about it, I think, on yesterday's broadcast about Bellinger. They foresee him as the heir apparent to Adrian Gonzalez. Fly ball well hit to center field. Long way back, but tracking it down is Corey Brown. Got a good jump on that fly ball, and it's the second out of the sixth.
And you can understand why they're high up on Bellinger, because of the way that he handles himself at first base. And then you add the offensive part of it as well, but he's made 2 plays. One going to his right, the most recent here in this inning going to his left to backhand the ball.
P.S. He's 2 for 2 today.
Not a bad afternoon.
And he had a base hit yesterday.
You know, we talk so many times about younger players trying to impress. Well, you want to impress by the way you play. You cannot say, I'm going to do something to try and impress someone. If you play well, that in itself will impress somebody.
Kelby Tomlinson, 2 balls and no strikes, 2 out, nobody on. A run in here in the bottom half of the 6th on the home run by Brandon Crawford, and the Dodgers lead 3-2.
It's like the old line, don't tell people you're the best player on the field. Play like it, and then they'll know it.
The 2-0 ground ball slowly hit to short. Picked up by Charlie Culberson. Throws on to Bellinger, and the inning is over. 1 run, 1 hit on the very first pitch thrown by Matt West. A home run by Crawford. We'll go to the 7th. Dodgers 3, Giants 2. The Giants have just made a boatload of changes, which we'll attend to in a moment. But first, we remind you to mark your calendar on Wednesday, April 13th, when the Dodgers host the Diamondbacks at 7:10. First 40,000 fans in attendance will receive an adult hooded sweatshirt presented by Bank of America. For tickets, visit Dodgers.com/promotions. New pitcher for the Giants, a lefty, Steven Okert. And the first batter for the Dodgers here in the bottom half, correction, the top half of the 8th. Okert deals, swing and a miss, is Segedin, Rob Segedin, who yesterday hit 2 home runs and made a diving play at third base. New Jersey fella out of Old Tappan. The 0-2. High, 1 ball, 2 strikes. Dodgers got Segedin from the Yankees in the deal that sent Ronald Torreyes to New York. The 1-2. Second, fouls it off to the right and out of play. Trace Thompson is on deck. 1-2 to Segedin. Call strike 3 on the outside corner.
And Segedin thought that outside corner just expanded and saying something to Doug Eddings, the home plate umpire. And I don't know if Dave Roberts asked Eddings. Eddings just kind of shrugged his shoulder and said, well, okay, fine. Well, just a little bit outside. Like half a foot.
Spring training for the umpires as well. Now Trace Thompson takes a strike. And it's 0-1.
Trace has been impressive so far in what we have seen of him.
Breaks his bat, flares one into short center field, and drops in for a base hit. So Thompson sacrifices a piece of wood for the cause.
Yeah, well, it helps to be very strong and quick with your hands, because when you are jammed and you break the bat, you get lucky enough to find an open spot. You've had a pretty good time of it. You notice about Thompson, he runs, he glides across the field.
He's just a graceful athlete out there. Austin Barnes, his first plate appearance. We have to talk to Dave Roberts about making these straight up switches.
I was just doing the same thing because I had written it down straight up previously.
Yep.
But at least he didn't make 19 changes in the same inning like Bruce Bochy and company.
Yeah, thanks, Bruce.
Yeah.
We're all counting on you. Ball's a strike and out. They care less about what we
might be onto something there.
Thompson extends his lead at first. Okert delivers at a ground ball to second base. And the shortstop covering. A fine shortstop indeed. And then to first base for the double play. We'll figure these guys out about 5:30 this afternoon. 7th inning stretch. Dodgers' new pitcher is the 5th of the afternoon, Chase DeJong. Andrew Suzak will lead it off for San Francisco as we go to the bottom half of the 7th inning. DeJong is out of Long Beach.
The Giants' batting order from the top should now read Arroyo.
Well, you can hear the press box PA. They're trying to get caught up on the batting order.
Yeah. Of the Giants in a position change, that'll take 3 or 4 minutes.
Oh. Whatever she said.
One more time, the Giants.
Right on you. One more time. We sure had us.
She's going to take a victory lap with all the changes.
The Dodgers' new pitcher DeJong came over in July from Toronto. And in 11 appearances at Rancho, 10 of them starts, 4-3 and a 3.96 ERA. First pitch of the bottom of the 7th is a ground ball to short, where Charlie Culberson makes a backhanded stab. And just like that, Andrew Suzak is retired, first out of the 7th. So 1 pitch, 1 out. And Grant Green is coming up. He started the day at third base. He's now in left field. As Green swings and misses, it's 1-2. Green pops it up into short right field. And in short right field, the second baseman Herrera gives way to Trace Thompson. Good thinking. And it's 0-2. That would be a mismatch.
It's a very advisable thing. Of course, you've got to continue going after the ball as an infielder until you hear that outfielder positively, absolutely call you off of it. And that's exactly what Thompson did.
With 2 out, Gorkis Hernandez steps in. Hernandez has been hit by a pitch. He's also singled and scored a run. The Dodgers lead 3-2 with 2 out and nobody on in the bottom of the 7th.
Say what about DeJong? He works rapidly.
And he delivers a breaking ball down and away.
In fact, just before the 2 pitches ago, Doug Eddings, after the fly ball to right field, Doug Eddings motioned to him, slow it down, and Eddings pointed to where he would be wearing his watch on his wrist.
There's a 1-1. There's a call strike, 1-2.
Which normally goes against the book. Normally you get a home plate umpire go out and say, hey, speed the game along, will you? Well, he's telling DeJong, look, slow it down a little bit.
Rare do we hear that. Here's the 1-2. Swung on and missed, strike 3. Wow. DeJong comes in, pitches quickly, efficiently, retires a side in order. We'll go to the 8th. Dodgers over the Giants, 3-2. New pitcher for the Giants, Jake Smith. As we go to the 8th inning, the Dodgers lead at 3-2. And Rico Noel will lead it off. With Corey Brown on deck. And then after that, anybody's guess.
Make them up as you go along if you need to. I mentioned earlier about the different teams that have been here. This stadium opened in 1956. As a freshman at Arizona State, I got my first view of spring training game in this ballpark. The Red Sox were playing. And we thought we'd really be cute. We got behind home plate. And I realized that the difference between collegiate ball, again, I'm a freshman, and the big leagues, well, the circumference of the earth. The Red Sox had a gentleman on the mound by the name of Dick Raditz.
Oh. Monster.
And I realized that there is a light year difference between any level of baseball that you want to name and exactly what the big leagues, and it was spring training. Well, Raditz that year went on to go 16-9, an ERA of under 2.3. And I was telling that story to John Miller, a good buddy with the Giants broadcaster. He says, it's amazing you would bring up Dick Raditz. He says, I once asked Willie Mays, who was the one guy that you feared batting against? He goes, Dick Raditz.
A big, intimidating, hard thrower. Meanwhile, Rico Noel singles to center to begin the 8th inning. I'm trying to think who would be comparable to Raditz.
Well, Raditz was 6'6", listed at 230, and he was mean.
Yeah.
Well, he certainly was on the mound. And he threw about 9,000 miles an hour.
What was that old movie, The Sandlot, where you had the shadow of the dog that was about 1,000,000 times larger than the actual dog? Raditz was that way. He was an intimidator.
I was in the stands and I was intimidated. I mean, I could not believe the velocity of the pitches. I could not believe the pace of the game, how hard the balls were hit.
Now the runner goes, and on the pitch to Corey Brown is a stolen base for Rico Noel. Well, we just discovered Noel's got some speed, doesn't he?
And he got a very good jump on top of it.
Ooh, he can run. Hey, let's pause 10 seconds for station identification here on the Dodgers Radio Network. Wow. Charlie Steiner, Rick Monday, coming to you from Scottsdale Stadium. Dodgers lead 3-2. Rico Noel with a hit and a stolen base. He's at second base with nobody out. Corey Brown, left-handed hitter, swings and fouls it back. And it's 2-1. There are many reasons you know it's a spring training game, up to including the thousands of players that come in and out. But the manager and the coaches have bridge chairs immediately adjacent to the dugouts, getting an even closer view of the game. And that foul ball scattered the Giant coaches. 1 ball and 2 strikes. And Brown takes inside and blocked by Andrew Suzak. Pitch in the dirt. It's 2-2. Alex Hassan is on deck for the Dodgers. And then after that, who knows? Two balls and 2 strikes. Pitch to Brown, way outside. It was a breaking ball that had no bite on it. And it's 3-2. Jake Smith, 6'4", 190, from South Carolina. He is the Giants' fourth pitcher of the afternoon. Dodgers with a 3-2 lead. The 3-2 pitch to Brown, high and outside ball four. So he tried to go back-to-back breaking balls, and neither one of them had a whole lot of spin to them. So Alex Hassan stepping in. So the Dodgers with first and second, nobody out in the top of the eighth, looking to expand their lead. And the pitch on the way is a call strike, 0-1. The second baseman, Brando Moreno, went running to second base expecting a throw from Smith. Instead, Smith threw to the plate.
Was the second baseman standing in the bag.
So Moreno said, call time, talk to his pitcher. And now the 0-1. There goes Noel, swinging a foul back and out of place. And the Dodgers had a hit and run going.
I like this style. This is the style of Dave Roberts, and he knows first of all that Rico Noel, who stole second base just a couple of minutes ago, they had the double steal on. Well, Dave Roberts believes in moving people that can run the bases to try and get the infield out of position and open up holes for your hitter.
Well, we don't know what kind of a player Rico Noel will eventually become. We do know one thing. He can run. On 0-2, Smith eyes him at second base and steps off the rubber. He's built like Rico Noel. Like Xavier Paul, a little bit. Who was with the Dodgers years ago. Now the 0-2. Hassan pitches up and in, checks his swing, self-defense, and fouls it off to the right.
That was a breaking ball in. And I think Hassan, as you mentioned, self-defense. He thought he was either A, going to get hit with the pitch, or B, he was going to come back and get the strike. But that was kind of a self-protection. Check swing, clear the area, and hope for the best.
Don't mind if I leave. I'm about now thinking Hassan with that pitch coming in. 0-2. Smith set at the chest. Pitch to Hassan. Is low and outside. 1-2.
Good take right there. Breaking ball out away.
Now the 1-2. Foul back to the screen. You hear the press box PA. Ross Stripling did a nice job. His first outing of the spring, coming off Tommy John. 2 innings, no runs and a hit. Matt West, after surrendering the home run to Brandon Crawford in the 6th. Run and a hit.
Noel has already changed the defense, just being at second base. Second baseman came over again. Noel was about 20 feet off the bag. Smith has still not thrown back to the second base bag.
As Noel dances off second, the pitch is low and outside. Suzak blocks it, kicks off to his right a little bit. Count is 2-2. Again, we're just watching Rico Noel here in the first couple of games of his Dodger career in exhibition play. His speed is exceptional.
And he's just looking for that door to be slightly open. If they don't keep him close to the bag, he may attempt again to steal third.
On 2-2, dancing off second is Noel. There he goes. The pitch is up and in. And did Hassen get hit by a pitch? Yes, he did.
Yeah, hit him on the jersey right in the belly area. Noel would have had that stolen. He went in head first to third base. He'll stay there now. Bases are loaded. But you can see Noel, he was just inching off, and just looking for any possibility to take off, and he did.
He's got exceptional speed. He's got game-changing speed, this kid. Again, above and beyond that, we can't make any sort of an assessment. But he's got some wheels. Dave Righetti goes out to talk to Smith. Bases are loaded, nobody out. Rico Noel out of Lawton, Oklahoma. He's been basically a career minor leaguer. 254 is minor league career average. Charlie Culberson with the bases loaded and nobody out. And takes a strike. It's 0-1. Dodgers 3-2. The Giants have the infield in, the outfield deep and straight away. 0-1 on the way. Swing and a miss. That is 0-2. Brandon Hicks is on deck. We're in the 8th inning, and the 0-2 to Culberson is just low and outside. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Noel at third, Brown at second, Hassen is at first. On 1 ball and 2 strikes, a pitch on the way is outside and low 2-2. Just thinking way ahead. Don't know what Noel is going to end up doing or where. But he is an ideal September call-up.
Yes, sir. That's another dimension. We saw how it altered the Giants' defense, just moving people around the infield.
Here's a 2-2. Little looper into short right field is going to drop in for a base hit. In to score is Noel, and here comes Brown right behind him. A 2 RBI bloop single to right off the bat of Charlie Culberson. And the Dodgers take a 5-2 lead.
Ball not hit hard, didn't have to be. And great anticipation also by Corey Brown, who is the runner at second base. Noel was tagging at third just in case that ball would have been caught, but that was hit into no man's land.
The Dodgers score a couple. Again, just we're getting to know Chris Woodward as the third base coach. He's aggressive. He's got these young guys running. And when he has that windmill arm of his going, you can't miss it.
Well, there's a couple of reasons, too. This is early in spring. The outfielders' arms are not built up. And there's another theory that some scouts have, and third base coaches, for that matter.
On 1-0, a ground ball to third base. Brandon Hicks has just bounced into a double play. That's the first out of the inning.
That was barely in the neighborhood. The second baseman on the bag or close to the bag, jumped off of it. Here's the other part about third base coaches and being aggressive. You know, clubs do not take infield practice before games as they did a number of years ago. There are some that have the theory that therefore during this season the outfielders' arms do not remain as strong as they are built up in spring training. And there are some coaches that are going to gamble more on that area.
Elian Herrera steps in, takes a ball outside. 1 ball, no strikes.
Outfielders do a lot of throwing in spring training, throwing to the bases, practicing, but not that much during the season.
And you can't help but wonder why. Ground ball to short. Herrera's thrown out. That'll end the inning. Dodgers tack on a couple of runs with a couple of hits and leave one. After 7.5, they lead the Giants 5-2. We'll go to the bottom half of the 8th inning, but first, MLB.TV Premium. Everything you've come to expect and more at new low prices for 2016. Watch every out-of-market game with all 30 teams live in true HD on over 400 supported devices. Blackout and other restrictions apply. Visit MLB.TV for details. Christian Arroyo leads off for the Giants. First pitch from DeJong. It's a call strike. 0-1. DeJong, boy, he is a fast worker. That's one way to win a space in the heart of an announcer. Keep it moving.
And defensive plays.
Yeah. Big breaking ball for a strike. 1-2. Long deals, fastball high and outside. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Arroyo swings and fouls it back. Our next radio game will be on Friday. Dodgers and Angels over at Camelback. And our next simulcast on Saturday, the Cubs are in town. Swinging a foul off to the right and out of play. Dodgers open for real in San Diego on April the 4th, a Monday. 3 games with the Padres down there and 4 games with the Giants in San Francisco. And the Dodgers home opener will be on Tuesday the 12th at 1:10. Now the 3-2 DeJong deals. High ball 4. So Christian Arroyo, a leadoff walk in the bottom of the 8th. Brando Moreno is the batter. Moreno, left-handed hitter, wears black Giant socks to the knee. And takes a strike. It's 0-1. And Moreno swings and fouls it off to the left. It's 0-2. DeJong eyes the runner, set at the chest, and here comes the pitch. Grounded to first, foul. Past Rob Segedin. Cody Bellinger started today at first base, went 2 for 2 and made 2 terrific defensive plays. Segedin yesterday hit 2 home runs, played over at third base a little bit. Ground ball off the glove of DeJong, into the glove of Herrera, flips to Culberson, on to first and a double play. So a 1-6-3 double play, and Mac Williamson is coming up to pitch in. A 1-6-3 double play. Well, a couple of the young fellas have done well today. Stripling, no runs and a hit in 2 innings. And DeJong has been very impressive in his 1 2/3 so far. And it all began with Zach Lee, who did well in his 2 innings, no runs and a hit. If nothing else for Zach Lee, it had to be a confidence builder.
Especially when everyone's looking to him and say, look, here's a golden opportunity for you, young man.
First round pick 4 years back. And DeJong out of Long Beach. Trade acquisition last year from Toronto. Deals on 2-1, and Williamson lines one into right center field for a base hit. That's going to roll to the wall. Tracked down in center by Corey Brown, and Williamson arrives at second base with a 2-out double. Ryan Wallace now stepping up. This is his first at-bat. Left-handed hitter. DeJong delivers a strike, and it's 0-1. Wallace out of Houston. Played in 5 games with the Giants last year. Spent most of the time at AAA, and he grounds it up the middle. Fielded behind the bag by Culberson. Flips across his body. Throws out Wallace, and that ends the inning. Again, in a small sample size, a couple of days this week, Charlie Culberson has played well for the Dodgers. No runs, 1 hit, 1 left. We'll go to the 9th. Dodgers 5, Giants 2. Giants, Josh Osich. That's a name you better say slowly. Last year, 35 appearances, 2-0 and a 2.20 ERA. DeJong goes 2 innings for the Dodgers, and he did well. 1 hit, 1 walk. 27 pitches, 19 for strikes. Now Rob Seguin steps in, and he takes a strike, 0-1. Seguin with the 2 home runs yesterday. Swings and misses, and it's 0-2.
Rose is just looking him up. He's out of Oregon State. And there is a reference site that you and I use to look at players, and all you have to do is look at this one and glance at it in a hurry. It shows what he's done in the past. His first year was 2011 as a professional.
And on 0-2, high and inside 1-2.
And that takes up about 1.5 inches, 2 inches. Then it goes into personal. It lists 5 different things on the personal. When he was drafted by the Angels, he was a workhorse, threw a no-hitter against UCLA while he was at Oregon State.
The 1-2 on the way, Seguin. Pops it foul off to the right and out of play.
And then there's the pitching category. Fastball 92 to about 96. And then you come down to the real story. It comes down to career injury reports. And this takes up about, on the computer screen, 5 or 6 inches. He has had injury after injury.
Here's the 1-2. Line drive into the glove of the shortstop, Julie. So Seguin hit the ball pretty well. Broke his bat, I think. His first out of the ninth.
So we talk so much about players and the anticipation and what they have done and all the ability and where they may have been drafted. But then there's that other area. Can they remain healthy enough in order to compete? For Osich, it has been a struggle to this point.
Now Trace Thompson steps in. And sometimes, more often than not, there are structural defects in a given player. Hamstrings will blow out with back, whatever. And sometimes just bad luck. Nick Johnson, the nephew of Larry Bowa, when he first came up, looked like he was going to be a big-time hitter. And he had injuries. But, you know, he'd break an arm in a collision. He'd bust an ankle. And he was just, in Vegas parlance, he was a cooler.
Yeah. And you just feel sorry for him. And Osich had a healthy season last year. He's 26. He said, with the seasons he had injuries before, he's thinking about retiring.
The 0-2, Thompson with a fly ball to left field. Grant Green is there for the second out of the ninth.
So when you're thinking about hanging him up, and he was 25 at the time, he said, well, okay, we'll go 2015. And he had an injury-free season, and he said that he was tickled to death.
Well, the Dodgers have Brett Anderson. Last year he finally had a healthy season. And before the first exhibition game this year, bulging disc, surgery, done 3 to 5 months. 2 out, nobody on. Austin Barnes takes a strike, and it's 0-1.
One of the reasons why you look at ball clubs, and for the Giants, for example, we mentioned earlier, they have 62 players in camp. 32 of those are pitchers. What's the depth within the organization?
Barnes on 0-1 takes outside and low. 1 ball, 1 strike.
And fortunately, the Dodgers minor league organization now has been rated higher than it has been in recent years, because for a while there was very little on the farm, but that talent has been developed.
Now considered number 1. Barnes tried to check a swing, went around 1-2.
And by the way, that's independent evaluation, and it's not internal.
Yeah.
Most organizations have a tendency, and rightfully so, to maybe overrate their own organization from within. But this is from outside. evaluating all of the different major league organizations.
1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 out, 9th inning. Dodgers with a 5-2 lead. Osich delivers fastball, strike 3, outside corner, and that's that. So we will go to the bottom half of the 9th inning. And to close it down for the Dodgers, Logan Balcom. Dodgers 5-2. Logan Balcom is now on in relief as we go to the 9th inning. Dodgers with a 5-2 lead. That has been a solid day for the Dodgers.
Has been a solid day. We continue to see some heads-up defense. The pitching has been, well, quite frankly, over this is the 4th game. For all of those games, the pitching has been, well, ahead of the hitting. They have done a very good job, and I like the overall flavor. Today, again, we see a double steal attempt. We saw another attempt. Dave Roberts said, look, we analyzed the running game. After he was named manager, he said there is room for improvement on this Dodger ball club. Not blessed with a lot of speed, but we need to improve.
Ehire Adrianza leads it off for the Giants in the bottom of the 9th. Takes the ball outside. 1 ball, no strikes. Dodgers 5 runs, 11 hits, and an error. The Giants 2 runs, 5 hits, and an error. Zach Lee, a good 2 innings of work today. Ross Stripling, no runs and a hit in his 2 innings. Chase DeJong, 2 innings, a strikeout and a walk. Adrianza, fly ball to left field. Drifting on back, Rico Noel. That's the first out of the 9th inning as he makes an easy play. The Korean Hak-Ju Lee, left-handed hitter, takes low. 1 ball, no strikes. He's played on this side of the Pacific since 2009 and has yet to crack a major league roster. Played at AAA last year. Takes outside. 1 ball, no strikes, 1 out, nobody on. Bottom half of the 9th inning. Dodgers have never trailed. Scored a run in the 3rd, so did the Giants, but then the Dodgers would score 2 in the 5th and 2 in the 8th. And Lee ambles over to first base. Andrew Suzak coming up. One out in the ninth. Swing and a miss, 0-1. Logan Buckham. He is the 6th Dodger pitcher of the day. A day in which Cody Bellinger had a couple of hits and a run scored. Crawford singled and tripled in 3 at-bats, made an error and left. Puig, 1 for 2 and a sac fly. Van Slyke, 3 plate appearances, 2 hits and a walk. High and outside, 1 ball, 1 strike to Suzak. We'll next be with you on Friday on the radio. Dodgers and Angels from Camelback. First pitch at 5 afternoon LA time. And next Saturday, Mo and I'll have a simulcast for you at 6:05 Saturday night. Cubs at Camelback. And that place will be packed to the rafters. Suzak goes down on strikes. There's 2 out in the ninth. The Cubs, if you listen to the experts, whoever the experts are, but if you listen to them, seem to be the odds-on favorite to win the Central Division.
They've improved their team. They've again improved their stadium. Ongoing process there, but
Grant Green, the hitter, he swings and foul tips it. It's 0-1. Might this finally be their year? Their century. You've got Billy Goats and Bartmans along the way. Here comes the 0-1. Runner goes on defensive indifference. Lead to second base. Count is 0-2 to Grant Green. And we are down to the final strike. Green today, 1 for 3. Balcom, the 6th Dodger pitcher of the day, and there's a fly ball to left field. Rico Noel comes in, makes a diving catch to end the game. It wasn't the most direct route to the ball, a bit of a circle pattern, but he makes a sliding diving catch, and that will end the game. For the Dodgers, 5 runs, 11 hits, 1 error. They left 6. The Giants, 2 runs, 5 hits, 1 error. They left 6. Ross Stripling, 2 solid innings for the win. Clayton Blackburn takes the loss. Balcom with the save. The game lasted 2 hours and 35 minutes. That's a wrap for us. We'll return to Sportsnet LA on Saturday night as the Dodgers host the Cubs at Camelback. First pitch at 5 after 6. For Rick Monday, Charlie Steiner saying good night and goodbye from Scottsdale.